Welcome to God Power Live with Naima, where Black women gods come to connect with their likeness and refine their emotions so we came here for. Today is How Will I Eat and Live If I Go Full Power? And the title that I have here on TikTok is Big Money, Multiple Streams, and Recurring Revenue. Let me also be clear. This is for those of us who have always been different and we're truly ready to embody who we were born as. Okay, we went into hiding long ago. This is not for fake power. This is not for I want to seem important. This is not for I'm looking for significance in my life. This is for those of us who have been different since birth and we know that there's a distinct thing for us to do in the world and we're ready to stop hiding and come into full power, to be clear. Okay, hello TikTok. I'm here on Facebook and TikTok every weekday at 8 a.m. Pacific. Thank you. So, one of the quiet fears, okay, I'm going to talk a bit about this public, and I'm going to talk much more about this privately inside of my private Facebook group, okay? There are certain conversations I'm not going to have public, and I'm not going to have fully, like I'm going to have this conversation partially. I'm not going to have them public because they're for the woman who's really serious about it, or at least serious enough to come inside of my Facebook group, okay? And then we take that from there. So, one of the quiet fears that we have, whether we had it a while ago and we buried it down so far and just went into survival, right? And don't think that just because, you know, just to be clear, just because we have money, okay, and we programmed ourselves to fit in well, doesn't mean we're thriving and we're fulfilled at deep levels, okay? So, to really come into the full power that you know that you are, right? Which is going to mean you're going to have, I have a woman right now who messaged me, come into the group, tell me what is important to you. She said, how do I, we're coming up against my power. Well, before you seriously embark family members who are going to be talking shit, you're going to be dealing with, I know one woman who's a doctor, like, look, folks can, that's how I eat. Okay, I mean, this is real, y'all. This is not, I'm a goddess and I know I'm chosen. And like all the time talking shit, but they not dealing in real shit that's deep up in us come up out of. Aren't freaking the fuck out. And they only, shit start really happening. That's the stuff you gotta face. You're gonna really come out. And one of the deep, how am I gonna eat if they come after my medical degree? What about this? How, all that's gonna come up. I mean, that shit start coming up before you. So I'm telling you as somebody who's fallen this for years. This is what I do. This is who I am. TikTok chick who just came on here and I want to do some content so I can be a women and I know my purpose. No, when we get inside of my private faith to how the whole what do you we are the laws that were put into place written how to punish women who are powerful. That when a woman was actually centuries ago, meaning she was in touch with and how to care for. Okay. Be sick before you actually get sick. I care for you. In touch, smelling the air, sit in the sky, how the seasons are moving, how the ground is shifting. The closer you get to that, you a motherfucking problem. They don't want divine face in point. The whole Fort Bros, this is how powerful you are. They want to you. That's how powerful you are. They are getting flying to another country. Give them the feeling, that's how powerful. A whole in about down to the nook and cranny of each an actual woman. Sorry to say, superior. Okay, y'all know how this should go. It's not in demand agreement. Okay, I'm not making this stuff up. This is not my opinion. Patriarchy. This shit isn't overseas long ago. This you don't debate with me and inscribed. So now this is not about this. What people, this is actual long ago. The way resources embarrass her in front of the public. This is time for you to talk about what starts from down enough to actually feel what's running the system, huh? Panicked when you start getting close to the real power. This ain't got nothing to do with black our own oppression and create a story. This has been going on long. So this is why in the tyrants and the men who revere and the men who revere the feminine. Of a fool, Carl Jung was pain. Jung was the first man to bring and to start to understand why seemingly with their relating to women and enriching them inside of the virgin story, the Christ, the needed to put them inside of an archetype. Men don't even know how to look at a woman outside any. They don't even know how to put a woman outside of those dynamics. You start understanding all of this with the Facebook group, only for the woman who just want to hear about some shit. Go to YouTube. You don't even need, you can't even do it anyway, okay? Go back and look at the whole thing. Come over here to Facebook to understand. To understand about eating and living, to understand when you already know, why you question the same thing keep coming back to you year after your mouth, really get around other people really powerful way. You need to understand why that's rules and systems that were put into place long, didn't see straight, think straight, that done male authority. You need to understand, no, you have a womb. That alone puts you in connection of the feminine in his self. It disdain for how much he protects and provides. Everything he does will be to make position half blind. You will know when a man wants you in full power. Come into full power when you are with a man who you'll feel it. You'll be, to go back to what I was saying about part of the reason why he and Freud and forceful and tyrannical and the whole masculine. And Jung started to go read about this when called into the true, deep, dark, unconscious alone. This is why I'm telling you, a man cannot do what you can do. And I'm not talking about just, you start talking about true spirituality, true womb of darkness for creation. You need a woman who feels safe and deep down. This is why he into relationships with his clients. And you know his wife has later quote places. Okay. In his books. His wife wrote about it, who published works in different thanked Tony. Tony was his prime. He credited for it was about he went into his deep down into the unconscious. He wrote off verse that space without Tony. Into a woman who was willing to live and work with him. The three of them traveled together, who birthed the understanding and rested in the unconscious of the know that today had young not by Tony and that transcendental who you are. And if a man, a black God cannot exist, not going to have the power that we need to do that can only be done when we are and is willing and is capable and all the things. This is a high subdental in nature. It can be done if we're looking through the dominant or a highly transcendental, which is not deep understanding and knowing. Them completely. We will be able to access to really use is going to be in relationship with the right one up, one down. Nikola Tesla, when questioned, Nikola Tesla is okay. I'm just going to assume you know who that is. It was a giant in his he's giant among the heretics of geniuses of the day, right? What's this genius of a man? Why he never got married and his coming to and keep in mind on how you is all hyped up today to make it consumable and this man what okay because I just sweating okay bring it in here this understanding of the female of the feminine and her natural connect to in relationship and for woman is actually being a not just the you feel comfortable her voice is a, good just all of this cutting off of the full night of your understanding of familiar chance to be right now schools are working collaboratively be somewhere you're putting together right collaborative. It's another thing when you're like he's this part of me comes out he's going to that's a very different thing when you need to squash down you need to bring it to the man that you're with see and understand the way why you think he's the leader just leaders and they just know things and they are you teach them and you talk to him okay you can never be the fullness of who you are. So I like to go, I didn't even go into the damn topic of her life stream. The point about multiple streams of income, before we can even get there, it's making you behave, what's making you contort, okay? Very simply. And let me say this are the woman who I've described here, and you want to start having these conversations that are, right? Because these, I'm only supposed to be here for, I'm already over time, okay? Or however long I talk, it's happening inside of you, the actual data. I want you to for long ago. it's also cut men off from their, and when we as women keenly powerful really can start to connect with men, particularly in real time. There's a sort of like people, because they can't smell you, see you, touch you online, but it's like as soon as it all shifts, it'd be a whole other dynamic. So I said a lot to say, let's come inside the group. And this, some of us are going to be living together. I mean, TikTok shit, some Facebook shit. So this is when I say, so some months went and created another stream of income because I was there for weeks at a time, you know, and it's like, okay, so how, what, seven different options and 12 passports. I'm never going to say, what do you think? Just listen to my music. But anyway, just have any angle about income streams getting cut off, go outside of the private Facebook group. So that's one. Get multiple passports. Okay. Get with your people groups and because who about it. This is not for everybody. I told y'all. Yeah, y'all, yeah. So anyway, I and talk shit and move around. How about that? So start telling the truth. Your greatest in complete obedience and her instructions. Part of the running from what you know, how scared, really submit to the guidance. See, forward in ways that nothing else you do. That's when you can start living in transcendental spaciousness and nothingness. A damn stimulants out of my system. Cut me. All the way you get addicted. Yeah, learn how to turbulence. Can you sit with? That's how you can start living in a transcendental with you. Anything in uh, like every that's gonna come from the outside, her, from circumstance, from life. You can't no internal guidance system. How the fuck you? How you gonna follow through on shit when you cower to motherfuckers and what your mama think about you? Yeah. About 5, 6 years ago, what you want from me? I said, I see how motherfucker, but I need you to help me deal with bullets. Spiritual woman who wants to talk to you, still trying to siphon energy from that. She called herself going to some ceremony, some energy from the ancestors and from the